Okay, if you have questions for Coach, go ahead and raise your hands. We will kick things off with Paris Lawson with OKCThunder.com.
Hey, Coach. As you look back over preseason and where you guys have come with the focus on improvement every single day, where do you feel like you guys have improved the most during this time?
It's a good. I haven't thought about it like that. I would say that the chemistry, starting where it was, with some guys out, and then obviously a lot of new people, is pretty far along, for what I would have expected from the beginning of this. And it's just a credit to, the environment that exists here to begin with, and also the quality of the people that our players are. They've all come here, in a great, great spot and invested in the environment and invested in each other, and, really want to try to make it work every day. And so when we've had, things we've fallen short in, they want to improve. When we've had things that we've done well, they've stayed humble. And, that's probably been the most encouraging thing. That's the stuff that sustained you over the course of a long season. So I give the team a lot of credit for that.
Go to Joe Masato with the Oklahoman.
Mark, I know guys were sort of shuffled in and out because of availability in the preseason, but is there a group right now that you have settled on as far as like who you would like to start to begin the season, or is that still sort of fluid?
A little fluid. It'd be some version of what we did the other night. But at the same time, one of the things that we want to make sure we do is not settle on anything this early, with this many new faces and with this many players that are in kind of developmental stages of their career. Things change so rapidly, in terms of what you learn about people that you haven't been around every day, and in terms of the growth curve of some of the players. And so, whatever we roll out, against Houston is probably not going to be finalized. I don't think it would be, smart for us to go in there and kind of settle on anything, rotationally. I think we have to just let it evolve and look at some different things, look at some different combinations, different players. And we have a group that I think is going to be open to that. That they've been incredibly coachable to this point, and that's something that I think we're going to be able to explore.
I know it's completely different personnel for the most part, but last year you guys went with, a lot of 3-guard lineups and went small sometimes and had a lot of success with that. Do you like the different combinations you can put out there, whether, it's Shea, George, and Lou, or, Teo or Frank, or any of those guards you can play together?
Yeah, I do. And I think, the thing that's a little underrated about that with this team is I think the versatility of some of the wing players is what allows you to do that. Because if you stack, one lineup with 3 guards, then whatever you're rotating, in front of that or behind it is not going to be as guard heavy. And so, when you have guys like, Baisley and Pokashevsky and Cambridge Williams or Justin Jackson, these are versatile players. These are guys, Hamidou Diallo, these guys can really kind of play with the ball, and they can play in the guard spots and kind of plug in that way. So, just like I think we can at times have 3 guards on the court, I also think there's times where we could have no traditional guards on the floor like we did the other night and still function at a pretty high level.
Go back to Paris Lawson.
Yeah, Coach, just kind of a follow-up to that. Hami had a couple of opportunities as kind of the primary ball handler in a couple situations against Chicago. What did you think of, his role in that aspect and what he was able to do?
I mean, like I said the other night, I think, Hami's got a great deal of intelligence. I think he really understands the game and can pick things up very quickly. And I think he gives you a lot of versatility in that way, playing on the ball, not even, when he's the only guy out there. If you put him out there with a more traditional point guard, he can still take some of that load. But the thing, especially after watching the film, that was most encouraging with him the other night is I thought that there was an edge and a competitiveness and a style that he played at that's highly sustainable. I think what he did the other night, from an energy standpoint, from an aggressiveness standpoint, and especially defensively, those are all controllable things that he can replicate 72 times this year if he wants to. And, that was what was most encouraging. I thought he really brought a style of play and an edge to the game that if he can bring, is going to be really good for us.
Anyone else for Coach? Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.